Psychology did not begin only in laboratories, tests, or Western theories. Long before modern psychology emerged, Eastern thinkers were deeply exploring the human mind, emotions, suffering, self, and consciousness. They were not just asking, "What do we think?" but "Why do we suffer? How can the mind be disciplined? And what is the highest potential for human consciousness?" In UGC NET Psychology, Unit 1 gives special importance to these Eastern psychological systems because they offer a holistic understanding of human behavior, integrating mind, body, emotions, ethics, and spirituality. These systems focus not just on treating mental problems but on transforming the human personality. In today's video, we will explore four major Eastern systems: psychological ideas in the Bhagavad Gita, Buddhist psychology, Sufi psychology, and integral yoga of Sri Aurobindo. As you watch, notice how these systems are surprisingly relevant even today in stress management, emotional control, motivation, and in self growth. The Bhagavad Gita is not just a religious text, it is a dialogue of psychological counseling. The entire text begins with Arjuna's emotional breakdown on the battlefield. He experiences anxiety, confusion, moral conflict, fear, and loss of motivation. From a psychological perspective, Arjuna is facing an acute emotional crisis similar to what we now call stress, depression, or existential conflict. Lord Krishna acts as a counselor or a therapist, helping Arjuna understand his mind rather than suppress it. One of the central psychological ideas in the Gita is control of the mind. The Gita clearly states that the mind can be our greatest friend or our greatest enemy, depending on how disciplined it is. An uncontrolled mind leads to impulsive actions, anxiety, and suffering. Another major concept is karma yoga or the psychology of action. The Gita teaches that stress arises not from work itself but from attachment to results. When individuals act with excessive concern for outcomes, their mind becomes restless. From a psychological angle, this resembles modern ideas of performance anxiety and burnout. The solution offered is to focus on effort and not reward, leading to mental balance. The Gita also introduces the concept of sattva, rajas, and tamas, which explains personality differences. Sattva represents clarity, balance, wisdom. Rajas represents activity, desire, restlessness. Tamas represents inertia, ignorance, confusion. This theory explains motivation, behavior, and emotional patterns, making it extremely relevant for personality psychology even today. Buddhist psychology begins with a very direct and honest observation. Life involves suffering. Instead of avoiding suffering, Buddhism analyzes it scientifically. According to Buddhism, suffering is not caused by external events alone, but by craving, attachment, and ignorance, all mental processes. One of the most psychological contributions of Buddhism is its understanding the mind as a conscious flow rather than a fixed self. Buddhism rejects the idea of a permanent soul. From a psychological viewpoint, this reduces ego-centered thinking, which is often responsible for anger, jealousy, and emotional pain. The Four Noble Truths from the foundation of Buddhist psychology are: there is suffering, suffering as a cause, suffering can end, and there is a path to end suffering. This is very similar to modern therapeutic models where problems are identified, causes are analyzed, and structured interventions are applied. The Eightfold Path, especially right mindfulness and right concentration, is deeply psychological. Mindfulness teaches awareness of thoughts and emotions without judgment. Today, mindfulness based therapies are widely used for stress, anxiety, and depression, showing how ancient Buddhist psychology has influenced modern clinical psychology. Sufism is focused on inner purification and emotional transformation. Sufi psychology emphasizes that human suffering arises due to ego, uncontrolled desires, and separation from the true self. Sufism views personality as developing through stages of the self, starting from the lower ego driven self to a purified and spiritually aware self. This resembles personality development theories in psychology, where growth involves emotional regulation, self awareness, and moral maturity. A key psychological process in Sufism is emotional cleansing through love, devotion, and surrender. Practices like poetry, music, chanting, and meditation are used not just for spirituality but for emotional healing. These practices help reduce anxiety, suppress destructive impulses, and cultivate inner peace. From a behavioral perspective, Sufism encourages self observation, introspection, and humility, which are essential for emotional intelligence. It promotes empathy, compassion, and emotional balance, traits that are now considered crucial for mental health and social functioning. Integral yoga, proposed by Sri Aurobindo, is a modern Eastern psychological system that integrates body, mind, emotions, and consciousness. Unlike traditional yoga systems that focuses only on liberation, integral yoga emphasizes transformation of human nature while living in the world. Sri Aurobindo viewed the human mind as an evolving system capable of moving beyond ordinary thinking into higher consciousness. This aligns with modern ideas of human potential and self actualization, similar to Maslow's humanistic psychology. Integral yoga does not suppress emotions or thoughts but aims to purify and integrate them. Psychological conflicts are seen as opportunities for growth rather than weaknesses. This approach helps individuals deal with inner contradictions, emotional struggles, and identity crises. From a behavioral point of view, integral yoga promotes conscious action, emotional balance, and self awareness. It offers a long term model of psychological development where individuals continuously evolve towards higher levels of awareness and harmony. This unit is frequently asked in UGC NET paper 2, especially in conceptual comparison questions, thinker based questions, application of Eastern ideas to psychology. Understanding these systems helps you answer questions related to self, mind, suffering, personality, motivation, and consciousness. So, what we see across the Bhagavad Gita, Buddhism, Sufism, and integral yoga is a common goal of understanding the mind, reducing suffering, and transforming human behavior. This system reminds us that psychology is not just about diagnosis, it is about growth, balance, and awareness. At the end of this video, I will post 5 UGC NET level questions related to this topic in the community post. Try answering them to check your understanding and strengthen your preparation. Don't forget to subscribe for the complete UGC NET Psychology course where we decode concepts simply, deeply, and exam oriented. Thank you.